Good morning, children. Today we'll be learning about the principles of federal finance. Before that, I just want you to recall federal finance. What is meant by federal finance? Federal finance refers to the system of assigning the sources of revenue to the central as well as the state government. So, when you take India, we have the central government and the state government. Each government has got a set of functions. So to carry out these functions, they need a revenue. That is what is called as public revenue. So revenue is of two types: tax revenues as well as non-tax revenues. So after collecting all these revenues, it must be divided among the central government and the state government, because each government has got a lot of functions, and to carry out these functions efficiently or to discharge all the duties, they need money. So there must be a set of principles guiding the federal finance. So today let us see the principles of federal finance. So the principles are given under 9 heads. What are they? The principle of independence, the principle of equity, principle of uniformity, principle of adequacy, principle of fiscal access, principle of integration and coordination, principle of efficiency, principle of administrative economy, and principle of accountability. First one is principle of independence. What is independence? To a certain level, both the governments should have freedom to do all their functions, or to carry out their expenditure, or to collect taxes, or to, if the expenditure is more and the revenue is less, they must be able to borrow. So in all these areas, the governments must have independence. Under the system of federal finance, a government should be autonomous and free about the internal financial matters concerned. So the matters concerned with the state, that is only called as internal financial matters. In that area, the government should have independence. It means each government should have separate sources of revenue. They should have the authority to levy taxes, that is, they must have the power to collect taxes. They must have the ability to borrow money and to meet the expenditure. In all these areas, the government should have certain level of independence, both the central government as well as the state government. Principle of equity. What do you mean by equity? The resources should be distributed among the different states so that each state receives a fair share of revenue. So the central government, when it divides the revenue among the states, that is the 28 states, there must be equality. Each state must get its share properly. One state should not get more and the other state should not get less. So there must be equity. So this is the principle of equity. Next, we have the principle of uniformity. In a federal system, each state should contribute equal tax payments for the federal finance. The contribution made by each state to the federal finance must be equal. It must be uniform. One state should not be collecting more taxes and one state shouldn't be collecting less taxes from the people. Each state must have a uniformity in collecting the taxes, and the amount which they give to the federal finance must also be equal. But this principle cannot be followed in practice because the taxable capacity of each unit is not of the same. Each state will not be contributing the same amount of tax. Even though we are talking about uniformity, certain states will be very less developed and the number of people who are actually paying tax will be very less. So there will be a difference in collecting taxes as well as paying taxes. but to a certain extent, uniformity should be maintained while receiving tax from the people and contributing to the federal finance. Principle of adequacy. The principle of adequacy means that the resources of each government, the central government as well as the state government, should be adequate to carry out its functions efficiently. இருக்கக்கூடிய ரெவென்யூ வந்து போதுமான அளவு, அவங்களுக்கு வேண்டிய அளவு இருக்கணும். ரிசோர்சஸ் இல்லாமல் இருக்கக்கூடாது எந்த ஸ்டேட்லையும். இட் மஸ்ட் பி அடிக்வெட். நெக்ஸ்ட் இஸ் த பிரின்சிபல் ஆஃப் ஃபிஸ்கல் ஆக்சஸ். What do you mean by fiscal access? The resources should grow with the increase in the responsibility of the government. Every day the responsibility of the government increases. So the expenditure increases. Whenever there is an increase in the expenditure, the resources should also increase. The resources cannot be stagnant and they cannot be spending more. If they do like that, they'll incur more and more of public debt. So whenever there is an increase in the expenditure, the government should see that their physical needs are met by increasing their revenue also. Next is principle of integration and coordination. The financial system as a whole should be well integrated. It must be connected to one another. There should be a perfect coordination among different layers of the financial system of the country. Then only the federal system will survive. This should be done in such a way to promote the overall economic development of the country. Each department, whether it is agricultural or industrial or tertiary sector, it must be integrated and there must be coordination between the various departments. Then only there will be a growth in an economy. Next is principle of efficiency. The financial system should be well organized and efficiently administered. There should be no scope for evasion and fraud. டாக்ஸ் கெட்டாமல் இருக்கிறதுக்கு பேர் தான் என்னது? இவேஷன். ஃப்ராட் தனம் பண்ணுறதுக்கோ அது ரெட் டாப்பிசம்க்கோ எதுக்குமே அங்கே இடம் இருக்கக்கூடாது. அட்மினிஸ்ட்ரேஷன் எவ்ரி திங் ஷுட் பி டன் எஃபிஷியன்ட்லி. No one should be taxed more than once in a year. Double taxation should be avoided. It should not be a burden on the people. They can be taxed only once per year. So there should not be double taxation. Double taxation should be avoided. Principle of administrative economy. What do you mean by economy? When you collect tax, you must use it in a very efficient way and it must also be economical. That is, you should not be spending more than what you collect. Economy is the important criterion of any federal financial system. That is, the cost of collection should be at the minimum level. As already explained, sometimes the tax amount will be only 500. But for collecting the tax, the official might be spending 600 rupees. Then what is the point in collecting the tax? So it must have the principle of administrative economy. The cost of collection should be at minimum level and a major portion of revenue should be made available for the other expenditures. So whatever is collected through tax, it must be used in a welfare-oriented way. You should not be spending more for collecting the tax or for maintaining the tax. வாங்குற டாக்ஸ் அமௌண்ட்லாம் என்னது? வெல்ஃபேர்க்காக என்ன கன்ஸ்ட்ரக்டிவாக புதுசாக பண்ணணுமோ அதுக்கு செலவழிக்கணுமே தவிர டாக்ஸ் கலெக்ட் பண்ணுறதுக்கோ அது அந்த ரெக்கார்ட்ஸை மெயின்டைன் பண்ணுறதுக்கோ செலவு பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கக்கூடாது. லாஸ்ட் இஸ் பிரின்சிபல் ஆஃப் அக்கௌண்டபிலிட்டி. ஈச் கவர்மெண்ட் ஷுட் பி அக்கௌண்டபிள் டு இட்ஸ் லெஜிஸ்லேச்சர் for its financial decision. The central government should say everything to the parliament and the state government should submit all the documents in the assembly. It must be transparent. It must be accountable. Whatever they are spending, whatever revenue they are getting, whatever they are spending, whatever debt they have, everything must be open. It must be kept in the parliament as well as the assembly. If the central government, the finance minister should present everything in the parliament. In the case of state government, the finance minister must present everything in the assembly. So it must have principle of accountability. So these are the principles of federal finance. 1, the principle of independence. 2, the principle of equity. 2, principle of uniformity. 4, principle of adequacy. 5, principle of fiscal access. 6, principle of integration and coordination. 7, principle of efficiency. 8 is principle of administrative economy. And the last one is principle of accountability. So this is the answer for question number 41. Explain the principles of federal finance. This is a 5-mark question. If it is asked as a 5-mark question, you have to write all the 9 side headings and you have to explain it in 2 or 3 sentences. You have to explain each and every point with 2 or 3 sentences. If it is asked as a 2-mark question or a 3-mark question, you can just list out the points. It is enough if you list out all the 9 points. So this is the answer for question number 41. Explain the principles of federal finance.